The first thing Wanjiku Jiku Mwangi noticed was that a zebra standing near a lone acacia on Tuesday afternoon looked exactly like a zebra trotting past the same tree on Friday morning, right down to a hook-shaped stripe that curled over the left flank like a question mark. She pressed pause in the dim editing suite, the hum of the computer fans the only sound. Outside, Nairobi's late afternoon traffic growled in stereo, but in here everything was still save for the frozen black and white animal on her monitor. Stripes are fingerprints, she reminded herself. Every wildlife editor in Kenya knew that. Two zebras never share the same pattern, yet there it was again, the hook. She scrolled back to Monday's raw footage, found a wide shot, and there, impossibly, was a third appearance of that same distinctive flank. Different angle, different light, same stripes. Jiku's skin prickled. Either her eyes were deceiving her, or someone had played a clumsy trick. A knock on the suite door made her jump. Amina, the production intern, balanced 2 paper cups of kahawa. "You look like you've seen a ghost," Amina said, handing her one. "Not a ghost," Jiku murmured. "A zebra." She enlarged the still frame and pointed. "Nice stripe," Amina said. "Very artsy." It appears in 3 different clips, shot on different days, kilometers apart. So it's the same zebra wandering around. "Look at the background horizons," Jiku said. "The Tuesday shot faces Ngong Hills. Friday faces the city skyline. This animal would have sprinted across highways to be in both places." Amina shrugged. Maybe the camera person mislabeled dates. Lucas is meticulous. Something's wrong. That evening, at their favourite Java house in Kilimani, Jiku waited in a corner booth, laptop open, zebra stripes staring up like barcodes. Her neighbour and best friend, Kioni Muturi, arrived still wearing the mud-flecked khakis of a veterinary medicine student. "You lured me with cake," he said. "Where is it?" She slid the carrot cake slice across. "Payment for professional expertise. Can 2 zebras share stripes?" Kioni spooned frosting, squinted at the screen, and whistled. "Nope. Even twins have different striping. This is the same zebra." "And yet these clips are labelled 3 days apart," Jiku said. "Our documentary is supposed to track migratory patterns. If the data's fabricated, the whole production is junk." Kioni leaned back. Either someone duplicated footage or, and this is wilder, someone duplicated the zebra. The idea hovered between them, absurd yet tantalizing. Nairobi buzzed with tech startups, drone deliveries, even a budding biotech scene. Cloning, though, belonged in tabloids. The next morning she cornered Lucas, the cameraman, in the gear room as he polished a lens. "Did you reuse any zebra shots?" she asked. "No chance," he said. "Every file is straight off the card, logged by date." "Why?" She showed him. Lucas frowned, shook his head, and offered the field logbook. "If something's fishy, it's upstream of me." Flipping pages, Jiku found Monday labelled Nairobi National Park West Flats, Tuesday Ngong Ridge, and Friday Athi River Corridor, private permit. In the margin beside the Friday entry was a scrawled note she hadn't seen before. "Special herd per Dr. Kahiga." "Who's Dr. Kahiga?" she asked. "Some scientist at GeneTech East Africa," Lucas said. "They arranged special access to a fenced research block near Athi." He tapped the page. "Paid my day rate in cash." GeneTech. Jiku had skimmed headlines about the company: genetic testing for cattle breeds, fancy IVF for pedigree horses, nothing about wildlife. She copied the number Lucas had for Dr. Kahiga. That night, alone in the suite, she zoomed closer on the zebra flank and noticed a faint V-shaped scar below the hook stripe. She searched other clips, same scar. The animal in all 3 shots was identical, no question. She dialed GeneTech's switchboard. "I'm calling about a zebra with a hook stripe." Click. The receptionist transferred her to voicemail. She didn't leave a message. Instead, she rang KWS, the Kenya Wildlife Service. After a maze of extensions, she reached Senior Warden Muthoni. "I have footage that suggests something odd with zebra identification," Jiku began. "Poaching?" the warden asked. "Not exactly." She tried to explain stripes and dates, but over the phone it sounded thin, even to her. Warden Muthoni promised to note the concern. The following afternoon, a banner ad for Genetech's open house slid across her social media feed. "Advancing East African Biotechnology, Tours and Networking." Fate was nudging. She registered. Saturday dawned bright. Jiku donned her smartest blazer, hung a press badge around her neck, and joined a small crowd outside Genetech's glassy complex on Mombasa Road. Inside, displays boasted of disease-resistant maize and cattle embryo transfer. Nothing about zebras. Yet on a rear lawn beyond the exhibition hall, a line of paddocks stretched behind wire mesh. Stepping away from the tour guide, she drifted toward a service door, slipped out, and followed a gravel path to the paddocks. 10 zebras grazed peacefully. She raised her phone, zoomed. Hook stripe, V-scar. Her breath caught. A man in a white coat stepped from a shed, speaking into a radio. "Batch 12 ready for export to Qatar. Load Sunday night." Export? To the Gulf, cloned wildlife fetched fortunes. The man saw her and frowned. "Excuse me, this area is restricted." "Sorry, wrong turn," she said, heart banging. She turned, but a security guard approached from the other side. Thinking fast, she waved toward the main building. "The keynote speaker is looking for you. Audio problems." The guard hesitated. In that split second, a delivery truck rattled past toward the loading dock. Jiku fell in step beside it, hiding on the far side until she reached the visitor car park. Only when she slid behind her steering wheel did she exhale. She transferred the zebra photos to 3 separate cloud drives, insurance, then rang Keone. "You were joking about duplication," she said, "but I think it's real. I saw at least 10 carbon copy zebras. Clones? Clones." "Stay put," Keone said. "I'm coming over with samosas. Mysteries require fuel." That evening, he and Lucas crowded into her flat. They spread printouts of field logs, still frames, and the new paddock photos across the coffee table. Lucas whistled. "If word gets out we filmed cloned zebras, broadcasters will pull funding." "We need proof the animals are illegal," Keone said. "Cloning wildlife without KWS permits is a felony." Jiku tapped the screen. "Those zebras must be microchipped. If the same chip number appears twice in the registry, that nails duplication." Keone produced a handheld RFID scanner from his veterinary kit. "Borrowed from school," he grinned. "Mobile evidence gathering." Warden Muthoni proved more helpful in person. Jiku and Keone met her Monday morning at the KWS headquarters in Langata, carrying a thermos of chai as a peace offering. The warden's eyes sharpened at the paddock photos. "Cloning rumors pop up now and then," she said, "but we've never caught anyone. You find matching chip IDs, I'll get warrants." Plan set. Tuesday, dawn painted the city rose gold as Jiku, Keone and Lucas drove a battered Land Cruiser into Nairobi National Park, cameras and permits on the dash. Lucas filmed B-roll, while Keone scanned any zebra that ambled near. Most trotted away, unbothered by the vehicle. Then, near a dry stream bed, Jiku spotted it, the hook stripe, the scar. She held her breath while Keone crept forward under the guise of changing batteries on a camera trap. The zebra lifted its head, twitched an ear, but did not bolt. A soft beep sounded. Keone's face lit. Back in the truck, he read the number aloud. 512-784-KZE, he said. They checked the KWS database via Spotty Park Wi-Fi. The same ID already belonged to a mare logged in northern Laikipia 3 years earlier, and that mare, according to records, had died in a snare. Duplicate chip, living zebra, incontrovertible. Warden Muthoni met them at headquarters, excitement hidden under professional calm. Send everything. I'll loop in CID and the Wildlife Crime Unit. But GeneTech has friends in high places. An outright raid could tip them off. Jiku paced. Then we expose them publicly first. My producer's planning a donor screening Thursday. What if we show the evidence on the big screen? Force officials to act in real time. Muthoni considered. Risky, but transparency works. I'll arrange a small task force to attend quietly. Thursday evening, Nairobi's creative crowd gathered in a refurbished industrial loft in Westlands. A barista poured pour-overs, and a jazz trio played soft sax. Donors, journalists, and ministry staff mingled with wildlife enthusiasts. Genetech's CEO, Dr. Dominic Kahiga, recognizable from glossy magazine profiles, arrived flanked by 2 aides. Backstage, Jiku's hands shook as she loaded the revised reel. Normal footage first, then the anomaly montage, followed by Keone's scan data, Google Earth overlays, and finally her clandestine paddock photos. Lucas squeezed her shoulder. You've got this. The lights dimmed. On screen, zebras thundered across golden plains, the audience oohing. Then a freeze frame zoomed to the hook stripe. Another clip side by side. Same stripe, different date. Murmurs rippled. Data tables appeared, chip numbers duplicating, culminating in the paddock shot. 10 identical animals in a neat row. Gasps now, camera flashes. Jiku stepped to the microphone. These images suggest an illegal cloning operation. Kenya's wildlife heritage is not a commodity. Her voice steadied. Kenya Wildlife Service officers are present tonight to answer questions. House lights rose. Warden Muthoni, in uniform, moved toward Dr. Kahiga. His confident smile had drained away. But the moment turned when one of Kahiga's aides bolted for the exit. 2 plainclothes officers intercepted him. The room buzzed like a hive. Within an hour, CID obtained a search warrant. Muthoni led the convoy to GeneTech under flashing lights. Jiku, Lucas, and Keone rode in a second vehicle, hearts thudding. At the facility, guards stepped aside at the sight of warrants. In the paddocks, only 6 zebras remained. 4 empty stalls suggested a rushed evacuation. Forensic teams scanned chips. 3 numbers matched registered dead animals. Laboratory freezers yielded embryo straws labeled Equus quagga batch 13. Shipping crates stamped Doha Private Reserve stood ready beside a loading bay. By dawn, Kahiga and 3 associates sat handcuffed in CID vehicles. The surviving cloned zebras were transported to a KWS quarantine center, where, with luck, they might live out ordinary and unexported lives. A week later, Nairobi's newspapers splashed headlines of the striped sting. Parliament demanded tighter biotech regulations. International broadcasters praised the documentary team's vigilance, and the production received fresh funding. On a quiet Sunday, Jiku, Keone, and Lucas met again at Java House. Outside, jacaranda petals littered the pavement like confetti. Lucas raised his mug. To curious editors. Keone raised his too. and to zebras with unique wardrobes. Jiku smiled, warmth spreading through her chest. To patterns that speak the truth if someone bothers to look. Across the street, a matatu roared past, painted with slogans and swirling colours. Nairobi never slept, never stopped surprising. But for the moment, in the mellow light of late afternoon and the comforting clink of coffee cups, the city felt as cosy as any small village mystery, just with a few extra stripes.